it's Ed from Runnable. It's the day before my 10k and I'm going to be taking it a bit easy today. I'm not going to do any long runs. In fact, I'm going to run to the Waitrose and get some stuff to eat for dinner later. I'll be cooking as usual. But yeah, so I want something comfy on, but something that can put a little bit of pace. You know, get like something that's quite nice to run in, something I can accelerate in. And so I will be taking it easy, but I just like that the day before race, just to get my legs working a little bit. And so the shoe that I've chosen is probably my favorite shoe of the year, apart from the Cielo. It's in the Hoka family. I know a lot of you have struggled with this shoe because of the lockdown and the heel rub issue, but I absolutely adore it. And it is, there you go, Hoka Mach X2, a superb shoe, I believe, from Hoka. The PIBA and EVA foam mix in this is fantastic, and I think I could even race in this shoe, to be honest. So anyway, I'll go on a run. I'll let you know how it feels. You know, why I truly love this shoe and why I think if you can get over the lockdown issues, I think it would be an amazing shoe for training but also potentially for racing. If you want one shoe to do it all, this could be it. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye bye. Right, so I'm taking the Hoka Mach X2 to Waitrose to get some food. Taking it nice and easy, but I've chosen this shoe for a couple of reasons. One, it's nice and comfortable for me. I know it's not for a lot of you who've had the heel lock and heel issues in this shoe, and there's a version 3 that is just coming out. If you look on my channel, I've put a short video what it looks like. It's a new upper, which is good. But yeah, for me this upper's been fine. So unless there's something else in that version 3, I'll probably be less inclined to buy it. Although knowing me, I'll probably buy it to ease my addiction. But yeah, for me this works. I had to go up half a size. It's quite a tight fitting shoe, but around the kind of midfoot area, but plenty of room in the toe box. And I think one of the interesting things about this shoe is how springy and bouncy it is, but it's not mushy at all. It has, you know, it's reasonably firm in order to get that spring forward that you need to run fast. It's a really nice blend of PIBA and EVA they've got here, and I think it really just suits me as a forefoot striker, because a lot of that PIBA foam is under the forefoot and exactly where I land, and it's a lowish drop. I think I'm going to say 5mm. It's around that figure, so you do get quite a nice lot of foam underneath that forefoot area, which is good. I've had no real lockdown issues with this shoe. I've been one of the lucky ones. I mean, it's not the greatest upper in the world, but it kind of works for me. I think it's because it's so tight around my midfoot area. That keeps it nice and, you know, nice and locked in. It's because I've got wide feet, you see. And I think those of us with wide feet, this actually might work okay. It's so windy and horrible day today. I've still got that bit of that chesty cough, cold, which I was hoping would have gone away by now in time for this 10k, but it hasn't, unfortunately, which means that 10k might be a bit of a struggle tomorrow, but I'm going to go for it. I think got to try and see. And then it's been 3 weeks now since I had this, maybe longer. Eventually you just got to give it a go and race, because otherwise I'll just feel like it's never ending. Obviously, you know your own body's just got to be careful. You know, if you're feeling really rough, obviously don't attempt a race at all. There's just no point in risking it. So going back to the shoe, although it's quite a nice stack on it, sort of 43 millimeters and high 30s in the forefoot, it doesn't feel high. It feels weirdly, you know, lower to the ground than the Cielo that I had on earlier, which is a higher stack. Possibly because the Cielo, I think they played around with the rules a little bit. There's probably more foam in the midfoot of that shoe. But saying that, you know, this shoe doesn't feel unstable, and though it's max stack, it feels kind of nice and almost racy. So the closest shoe I can compare this to, I think, is a Super Blast. It's kind of light, like the Super Blast, not as light, but not far off. It's let's get across the road a sec. It's got a nice feel to it when you go quicker. I'm actually preferring it at the moment to Super Blast because I get more of a bounce from this foam than I do with the Super Blast. It's a nice feeling. Like I said, it's not mushy or too soft. It's firm and responsive, just how you want it to be. I feel like if you do like the Super Blast and you don't have any lockdown issues, you're going to like this shoe. So those of you who can't get hold of Super Blast 2, who's worn away their Super Blast 1s, this is a viable option for you. You just have to check, do a bit of treadmill running and check you're not getting these horrible blisters in the heel that a lot of people are getting. I think Hoka tried to change the heel to avoid the lockdown issues, and they made it potentially worse. Anyway, I'm here now. Maybe do a little bit more filming when I've finished. Okay. Here you are, Waitrose. So quick shopping Waitrose and a quick trip to Costa. That's me sorted, so I've got to do some pickups now, school pickups. But yeah, final thoughts on the Mach X2. Yeah, for me, I definitely think it's one of my shoes of the year. It's not like I've used it loads and loads, but when I have used it, it's reminded me of how good it is. And when I'm marathon training next year for the London Marathon, I'll be putting this on a lot, I think, to do those up-tempo workouts. You know, ones where you don't want to waste your race shoes on, but you want something that's reasonably light, reasonably nimble and quick. And I know it's got a large stack on it, but it feels like ridiculously nimble for the size of the stack, this shoe. It feels a lot more nimble than the Super Blast, actually. That's another advantage. It's narrower. You know, it doesn't feel like you've got this tank on your foot. But you get the same kind of spring and propulsion, if not a bit more, from the Hoka Mach X2. You know, it really comes down to this. I mean, the price isn't too bad either. It's around £160. So it comes down to, like, are you getting the heel rub issues? And if you are, then this shoe's not going to work for you, and you wait for version 3. But you could take a chance like I did, and this could become one of your favourite shoes in your whole collection, because it is that good. Hoka are definitely onto something with this foam. The Piba foam that they've got is absolutely amazing. So when they get a shoe right, it's going to be really right. You know what I mean? It's going to be spot on, like with the Cielo, like with the Hoka Mach X2. And then what you're going to hopefully see is the next versions of them improve them even more. So with the Cielo, they're going to make it lighter, maybe slightly more stable. And with the Mach X2, they're going to change this up, but it hasn't worked for a lot of people. But what I would say is, you know, I think it's one of those shoes that I wouldn't say this lightly, but I think it's worth a chance, you know, to take a chance on it, because it is that good, and it is such a nice shoe. And if you're willing to take a chance, I would highly recommend this. And this could be your answer to, you know, the Super Blast, and not being able to get hold of the Super Blast, because I think it is that good a shoe. Anyway, that's all I want to say. He's running quicker than I am, because I'm not running, but he's doing a good job. Anyway, he's making some footprints as well. It's not going to be a hard man to follow, this guy. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye bye.